Hi, my name is Bixby Alexander Tam. My nickname is Bat. Today I came home from school and looked in the fridge for something to eat. All the lemon and vanilla yogurt were gone. I asked my sister Janie if she ate all the yogurt. She said not all of them. I asked if she ate the last ones. She said yes. I told her to make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. She said she wouldn't make me it. I was about to bend my room. After I finished my sandwich, I went into my room. My room was my favorite place to go and be in. If something was not in the right place, it was my fault. No one did anything to my room but me. One time my mom messed with my drawers and tried to reorganize my clothing. She put the pants in with the pants, shirts with shirts, and hats with hats. I had a sign on my door. It said, "Please." Mom was supposed to be home by 5 o'clock. It passed 5 o'clock. I told Janie we called the cop when it's an emergency. She told me it wasn't an emergency. I asked, how can you be so sure? She told me to call Mom if I was so worried. I was afraid that she might crash. I heard a car go in the garage. I asked Mom if she got vanilla yogurt. She said she was in a hurry and couldn't get it. I asked Mom if the animal was sleeping. Mom said probably. Mom asked me if I wanted to open the lid. I didn't answer because I was too excited. Janie started breathing on my ear. I told her to stop, but she ignored me. Mom got a cloth and picked up the baby animal up. Janie blocked my view and asked how old it was. I yelled at Janie. She was in my way. I pushed Janie's arm. Mom told us to sit down. Janie asked if it could spray yet. Mom said no, not yet. Janie told Mom she was going to Ezra's house. Mom said, okay, be home by an hour. I said bye without looking. Mom got puppy formula and a syringe to feed the skunk. Mom showed me how to first. I took the syringe and fed the skunk. Mom said it's only staying for a month, but I had a plan to keep the kid. On Friday, Mom drove me to school. Janie walked to school in the afternoon. My dad would pick me up. My school ended 20 minutes before Janie's school. We would stay at Dad's apartment for a week, but I didn't want to leave the kid. Neither did I like Dad's car. I asked Mom if I could bring the skunk with me. She refused to let me bring the kid. I begged Mom to let me bring the skunk, but she would not let me. When we got to Mr. Grayson's classroom, we played Payday. Mr. Grayson had a classroom pet called Baby Cakes. It was a fluffy rabbit. I would often visit Baby Cakes. When I visited Baby Cakes, Mr. Grayson said 5 minutes. I didn't want to play Payday. I wanted to play with Baby Cakes. When time was up, I didn't want to let go of Baby Cakes, but I did. I went to go play Payday with the class. After school, Dad picked me up in his yellow sports car. He said, how are you doing, sport? I didn't like being called sport because I had nothing to do with sports. I didn't watch sports, neither did I play sports. Dad asked me if I wanted to go to Coco's after we picked up Janie. I nodded. After we got Janie's dad asked how was school. Janie said good and started to talk about her day. When we got to Coco's, I spilt hot chocolate on my shirt trying to put cinnamon. I didn't enjoy it after I spilled it on my shirt. After we got home, Dad said he was making chili. When it was time to go home, I walked as fast as I could to see Mom. When I got outside, I didn't see Mom. Mr. Grayson put his hand on my shoulder and asked if she was late. I said yes. I told Mr. Grayson some animal facts. Then he told me, did you know if you lift a kangaroo's tail off the ground it can't hop? I said yes. Doesn't everyone know? The kid's enclosure was pretty small. It was plastic and blue with a locked gate. There was a piece of ripped shirt in the enclosure. I asked if it was mine. Mom said yes. I hope it's fine with you. It's okay, I said. Can you get the scent of it so me and the kid can have a bond? I don't think I can do that, said Mom. When it was time for bed,
I went to my room and got my encyclopedia book. I went to the letter S for skunk. There is captions about skunks, about how and why they spray and where they live. One question caught my eye. Do skunks make good pets? A person named Dr. Jerry Dragoo was a skunk expert. I closed the book and put it on the shelf next to my Legos. I went to the clinic with Mom. I always like going to the clinic with Mom. I would go instead of being home with Janie. I have lots of questions about all the interesting stuff around me. Mom told me I could help with one of Mom's friends, Lawrence. We got to Mom's clinic marked with her name, E. Valerie Tan. Janie wanted Mom to change her clinic name to something else. I felt something moving on my shirt. I looked at my shirt to see what it was. It was Thor. I quickly told Lawrence. After the clinic, it was spaghetti time. Mom, I said, can Thor join us for dinner? Mom asked me if it was better in his enclosure. I said no, not really. Mom squinted and then opened her eyes. She said fine. I brought Thor to the dinner table. Maybe Thor would like spaghetti when he grows up. At school, we were doing math. I was interrupted by Mr. Grayson. I was so carried away from my thoughts that I wasn't doing anything. I usually love doing math, but I didn't feel like doing it this time. Sometimes I would even ask for more work, but I didn't even feel like doing regular work. I wrote a note to the skunk expert, but he hadn't wrote back yet. Mr. Grayson told me that I need to focus and do my work. At Dad's house, we went to the candy store. That was one thing that was good on Fridays. We went to the candy store on the weekends. Dad, Janie, and I went to my favorite candy store, Sugar Shack's. We rode bikes there. Dad had kept his bikes and helmets organized. He kept his bikes in size to largest to smallest. When we got to Sugar Shack's and I heard someone say my name, it was Israel. Because I never saw him outside school before. I said hi to him. He asked me what I was doing here. I told him I was doing candy. Dad came outside and asked if that was one of my friends from class. Janie told Dad I didn't have any friends. Dad said that isn't true. I said Mr. Grayson and Lawrence are my friends. They don't count. When we got to the candy store, there was amazing candy. I got a bag full of M&Ms. Today, I was the first person to wake up. It didn't happen really often. Mom was the first one to usually wake up. Every morning, I would go to the kitchen to find Mom. But since I was the first person to wake up, I put my slippers on my feet and went to Thor's enclosure. I opened his enclosure and put him in my sling. I got Thor's breakfast ready by using hot water to warm up the formula. When class was starting, Mr. Grayson told me Dr. Jerry Dragoo wrote back. I asked if I could read it right now. Mr. Grayson told me to wait till recess to read it. I asked why I couldn't read it right now. Mr. Grayson told me to wait and be thankful. He looked very serious when he said it. So I went back to my desk. Israel told me that's too bad. I told him to stop making fun of me. I wasn't, said Israel. Mr. Grayson asked what was wrong with me today. I told him I wanted to read the note that Jerry Dragoo wrote back. I waited till recess and went to Mr. Grayson's desk. I asked if I could read it now. Mr. Grayson said yes. He opened up his laptop and went into the note. Then he went outside with the kids. Israel also wanted to read the note, so I let him. When I finished reading the note, it didn't say anything about not keeping him or letting him go. When I got home, I told Mom I wrote a note to a world skunk expert. I asked him if I could keep Dory. He told me to ask you. In the morning, Mom set up the snacks for when Israel came over. The snacks were lemonade, crackers and cheese, and apple slices. What happened if he didn't like the snacks? What happened if he wanted to hold Thor? I didn't want any of that to happen.
When Israel came over, my mom introduced herself to Israel's dad. His dad was named Tom. Israel's dad left and told Mom he was going to pick him up at 2 o'clock. So we had lots of time. I asked him if he wanted to go to my room. He asked me if I could just meet Thor. So I went to Thor's enclosure and got him out. He asked me if he could hold Thor. I didn't like that idea. Mom told me 2 weeks ago I didn't know how to hold Thor before. So I gently put Thor in Israel's cupped hands.